Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. I said on my last review that I was going to be going after the Jordan 12 royalties, and fortunately for me, I was able to cop a pair that wasn't claimed on exclusive access at my local Finish Line. I gotta give a shout out to Finish Line. I have been getting a lot of heat from there, and two, I'll probably put a review up sometime, maybe tonight. I'm filming this Saturday evening. I'll probably put up a little clip of some of the stuff they have sitting on their shelf. It's getting to feel like it used to, where you go into a shoe store and there's heat to pick from. So I'm really pumped about that. Today I saw the Winterized 14 sitting. I saw some mids. I know not everybody might not be into mids, but I like them. And then the grade school pairs were insane. They still have the Lightning 4s, they have the Pine Green 3s, but just all kinds of heat just sitting there for retail. So I love seeing that. Hopefully it's a sign of what's to come. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's get into these Jordan 12s. All right. Same box that we get on 12s, and I think 11s come in these boxes too, but nothing really new or unordinary there. And another thing, the paper is usually this kind of brownish, almost copper hue, but just the same old stuff we always get for 12s. The tag reads Air Jordan 12 Retro, and the color is white, metallic gold, and black. The retail price on these was $190 US. Also, before I get into the adult pair, I picked up a grade school pair, size 6.5. There's a look at that tag if you're interested, and retail price on these was $140 US, but it just came in the mid GR box that we get. There's a side-by-side of the adult pair on the bottom and the grade school pair on the top, and as you can see, they look one for one. Sometimes there's little variations and whatnot, but these look pretty spot on identical, so that's always a plus. And the material on the grade school pair seems to be just as good quality as what we have on the adult pair, which I'm always a fan of. Let's get to these bad boys. The Jordan 12 Royalty. I am not the biggest fan of 12s, but when a 12 looks real dope, I can definitely get behind it. And this is how I feel about these. I think this pair of shoes, a white and black upper with just these little accents of gold, I mean, these things are fire in my humble opinion. And they look clean. I love that back tag there. But these little gold accents, it almost has like a satin finish. Like, that's what I got on my wedding ring. I don't like it to be real shiny. So for gold, I like it to almost have that softer look, where it's just not real shiny and blingy, but I think this gold, it has that kind of softer satin finish, and I think it looks so good, both on the silhouette and just with the colors used and materials used. I think calling these the Jordan 12 Royalty, I like that better than calling them the Taxis. I know they are reminiscent of the Jordan 12 Taxis, however, I think these have earned the name Royalty, at least in my book. And once again, I did a poll on the channel, and the majority of people said that they weren't going for them. And that's awesome. That's cool. Because, I mean, maybe that's why I was able to go to Finish Line and actually buy my size when I didn't hit exclusive access. But I just think all the way around, These things were done really, really well. It's a sharp looking shoe. It's a classy looking shoe. And I feel like we're starting to get into the holiday season where the Jordan brand just starts giving us banger after banger, you know? At least in my opinion. Let me know what you think about them. And it is cold. I can't believe it's toboggan weather, but wow, I should have put my round jacket on or something, you know? If I had my black one yet, I'd be wearing that bad boy. Man. We've got a pretty typical Jordan 12 outsole. It's almost completely black, aside from the little white 23 accents on the top, and also that white Jumpman that wraps around to the front of the shoe. And I like how that looks. You got the herringbone tread pattern on the front and then underneath the heel of the foot. And you've also got that carbon fiber spring plate peeking through the outsole there. And it just looks nice, looks classy, and nothing wrong with that at all. But then coming up to the midsole, that black color of the outsole continues on up and wraps around. And again, it's just a nice, classy look. I love white and black shoes. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that combination. But you can see the midsole is almost completely black. But in the back, you've got these little sections here that are a white foam. And then, of course, the 23 on the heel. That looks so nice. Then I already talked about how I like this satin finish on this gold here, but you can see how it spells out Jumpman there on the outside of the shoe. On the inner part of the shoe, it's just that plain gold accent, and it looks sharp. And then while we're talking about the gold accents, you can see there at the top of the eye stays, those two loops or eyelets, whatever you want to call them, they are also that satin finished gold material, and they've got little Jumpmen on them. And you've got those on both sides. Looks pretty dope. But then coming up from the midsole area, we'll start with this black overlay here, and you can see that's got that kind of snakeskin pattern on it, and it's just a nice dark black color. It kind of matches, they match that pattern on this little bit of the midsole as well, but I think it just looks sharp. I love the difference in texture between this black panel and then the tumbled white leather on the upper. And I think it's just, I've got no complaints on these things. And there you can also see on the inside of the shoe, we got more of that snakeskin kind of texture on that black section. But then coming to the toe box, and really this entire upper is just nothing but this really nice looking white leather. It reminds me of a couple of things. This leather reminds me of the tumbled leather on the white Oreo 4s that we had, and it also kind of reminds me of the leather on the metallic twist. They were mostly white but had little metallic hits of red, the 12s that released earlier this year. But it's just a nice quality leather. It's got great texture, it feels nice, and it feels like it'll hold up. And of course you've got all this stitching that creates that kind of ribbed effect on the shoe that we always have with Jordans. And that thread is in white and it looks nice. But you've also got that white tumbled leather on the tongue. And like all 12s, it spells out 2 and then has a 3 at the bottom. And then at the top, we've got a gold Jumpman. and the sock liner is black, and it's almost like a textured look.